Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a bit of a delay since my last video. We have very joyously had a new addition to our family, which means that I've been pretty busy. And yeah, my ESO playtime and videos may be slightly unpredictable going forward, but I wanted to bring you this build video today, which is a Stam Sorcerer build, which if you are wanting something thematic to go with your fancy new red lightning, this is the build for you. It's very effective solo and in group PvP. And just to quickly go through it, we are running on the front bar Unleashed Terror, back bar Vatran's Perfected Ice Staff, and then Dragon's Appetite on the body with 2 pieces of Balorg, non-vampire using the Lovermunda Stone. Unleashed gives us a bleed damage dot as well as a stacking hemorrhaging status effect whenever we deal damage with a gap closer, which in our case is going to be Streak. This is really strong on Stam Sorc because you can streak and hit multiple opponents, and anyone that you streak through will get the bleed from Unleashed, which does a bleed over 10 seconds, but the hemorrhaging status effect will last 13 seconds because of its nature, and it's very powerful. It's a very effective way of spreading a lot of damage over time abilities onto multiple targets, especially in Cyrodiil. And then we combine that with Dragon's Appetite, which gives us increased damage done against bleeding enemies. Nice 2, 3, and 4 pieces as well. And whenever we deal non-bleed damage to a bleeding enemy, we get a stack of Dragon's Appetite, which gives us a nice burst heal, which is something that Stam Sorc can sometimes lack in, as well as increasing our damage done. This is a numerical value, which adds on to every single instance of damage that we do. And so we try and build into this by using lots of multi-hitting attacks during our burst combo. We combine this with Balorg for our burst, and we don't have space for a mythic on this build, and then we run Vatran Ice Staff on the back bar. I'll go through this in detail. So Nirnhoned Mace Unleashed absorbs Stamina enchantment, Charged Mace Poison damage enchantment, Vatran Ice Staff defending with a weapon spell damage glyph, Reinforced Tri-Stat Heavy Balorg, Reinforced Tri-Stat Heavy Dragon's Appetite Chest, Medium Impen Tri-Stat Arm Cops, Light Impen Tri-Stat Sash, Impen Light Tri-Stat Gloves, Reinforced Tri-Stat Heavy Greaves, Impen Tri-Stat Medium Boots. So in total we are running 2 medium, 2 light, and 3 heavy. And we're running 3 reinforced, 3 impen, and 1 well fitted. And then for the jewelry, we're running 1 swift weapon damage, 1 infused weapon damage, and another infused weapon damage. Getting onto our skills, so on the front bar we are running Bound Armaments. This is very effective because it not only increases our max stamina passively, it also gives us a nice burst ability, being able to do approximately 16k tooltip when it's all fired up. And if you think about the Dragon's Appetite adding an extra effective 1k onto this, taking us over 16k damage done. This is really effective. It's a nice component of our burst. The other nice thing about this ability is that because it's a Daedric summoning ability on our front bar, we get 20% stamina recovery on the front bar, which is very, very handy. Streak is the main ability in this on this build. As you know, it's the main gap closer, stun, mobility tool for Sorcerer. We use this on cooldown effectively every 10 seconds to make sure that whichever targets we're facing are bleeding due to Unleashed, and as such we can pile on the damage with our Dragon's Appetite. Our spammable is Sundering Soul, so we are using the physical damage focus with the Class Mastery signature and the Major Defile affix. What's quite nice about this is this counts as 2 separate ticks of damage, so our overall tooltip is 10k, but it's split up into an 8k physical damage direct hit, as well as a 2k shock damage AoE hit, so we double dip into Dragon's Appetite here, and then Major Defile helps us pressure the enemy down for the kill. So this double stacks from Dragon's Appetite, this quadruple stacks from Dragon Appetite, and then Vigor for our heal on our front bar, because we've got higher weapon damage with the front bar, so it's got a higher tooltip. And then Crystal Weapon is our delayed burst ability. Again, this splits into 2 different ticks. So this effectively adds some extra delayed burst along with our bound armaments. I'll go over the rotation in a bit, but essentially this looks amazing now with the skill style update. I would very highly recommend, checking out the ruby red crystal shard skill. And yeah, we use this as our delayed burst. What's quite nice with this as well is every time we cast it, we do get a small heal as well, a 4k heal, which isn't, it's not terrible. It's about half the tooltip of a burst heal. So just as we're going on the offensive, this gives us a bit of healing. And then Dawnbreaker is our main ultimate on the front bar. So buffed up, we're sitting at a nice 16.3k direct damage tooltip as well as a 20k dot as well. And because this does both the initial hit and the dot as well, each tick of that will also benefit from the Dragon's Appetite. So as you can see, we're really building up the multiple small damage ticks, which go really well when you're running a Dragon's Appetite build. On the back bar, we're running Haunting Curse as our delayed burst. Again, this hits twice, so every button press is giving us multiple ticks. Hurricane looks incredible now. What this does is it gives us armor, as well as doing dot damage to everybody around us every tick. This is quite nice because this is one of the most effective ways for us to build up our Dragon's Appetite stacks, because it's physical damage, not bleed damage, and as long as we're in close proximity to the target, they'll be getting every 2 seconds another stack of Dragon's Appetite for us. Dark Deal is our main sort of burst heal here. Elemental Susceptibility for Major Breach. I should also say about Dark Deal is that it does give us very nicely the Minor Berserk and Minor Force buffs as well. And then Hardened Ward is our defensive pre-buff ability. It gives us a small heal because you don't have much max Magicka, but what's quite nice about this is you can pre-cast this before going into an engagement. So I tend to cast this before streaking through, and gives us that little bit of extra tankability. And then finally, Suppression Field Negate is our backbar ultimate. This is very effective, especially in Cyrodiil, especially in 4v4 sort of competitive battlegrounds. If you can drop a negate and then streak through it and then turn around and then do your spammable into that while they're stunned and silenced, you can definitely pressure down the targets very effectively. Looking at our character sheet, so we're running 52 points into health and 12 into stamina. I'm currently running this on an orc, which I think is a very effective stamina sorcerer race. We are using the smoked bear haunch food and the Lovermundus stone. Unbuffed, we are sitting at 4.7k spell damage and 13.4% crit. I'm actually using, for potions, I'm using the Essence of Spell Crit. The Essence of Spell Power, where is it? Here, which gives us crit and major sorcery. The main reason behind this is because, one, we need Magicka sustain, so the max Magicka is really effective, but also we get Minor Prophecy, which increases our spell crit by 13-14 for 20 seconds whenever we cast a Dark Magic ability, which means that there's no point building into weapon crit, if that makes sense. As you can see, after casting our crystal weapon, our spell crit is higher than our weapon crit, and then when we drink the potion, our spell crit is significantly higher than our weapon crit. So we would lose out on about 5% crit chance if you were to run the weapon power potions instead. So even though we're running a stamina build, our Magicka sustain helps a lot for our streak and our shield. So this is how I would recommend running this. On the back bar, we're sitting at 28k spell resistance, 27k physical resistance, and then on the front bar we are sitting at 5.6k spell damage and 32% spell crit buffed, with about 9k pen. That's before our major and minor breach. Moving on to the champion points, in the blue tree we are running Focused Mending for extra healing power. Stam Sorc can struggle with heals, so this is really nice. Master Arms for more direct damage. Most of our damage is instances of direct damage, so this is really effective. Deadly Aim and Duelist's Rebuff. And in the red tree we are running Celerity for speed, Bastion for a bit extra damage and a bit extra shield strength, Pain's Refuge for tankiness, and Sustain by Suffering for some more sustain. So in terms of rotation, we start in the back bar, we do Light Attack Elisas, Light Attack, Haunting Curse, Swap Bars, Streak to stun and get them bleeding. Then we light attack Crystal Weapon, light attack Sundering Soul, and then light attack Bind Armaments for our burst and the Haunting Curse. Give this build a try, it's very effective. It's something unique to Stam Sorc, being able to set lots of targets bleeding and then turning around and hitting them with our abilities. Very, very effective. Anyway, I've got a couple of clips. Hope you enjoyed the build video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.